Coach, your team plays Sacramento State tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The Hornets are coming off a 1-1 draw at UC Davis on Saturday, and before that a 5-2 win over UCSB. Despite their overall record, what makes Sacramento State such a dangerous team as of late?
Well, I think their confidence of having scored 5 goals against Santa Barbara certainly, gave them even more confidence going into the Davis match. The game was played at Davis, and it's always a very difficult environment to play in. So they haven't lost in the last 2 matches. They've scored 6 goals in the last 2 matches and given up 3. The last 4 or 5 games, they've alternated winning or losing, and they appear to be a different team on the road than they do at home. They tend to do exceptionally well at home. But the biggest factor right now is that these games are so very important, every single one of them, for the entire conference, because everyone's vying for the playoff spots now. And so things in the North are very competitive. We have to win this game in order to give ourselves a hope of hosting a home game in the playoffs. And Sac State obviously has to win out for the rest of their games in order to have a chance to be in the playoffs. So and coming off a big victory like the one we did against Santa Barbara, emotionally, it's very important for us to put that game behind us and to really focus on Sac State.
Yes, and looking at the standings in the North, Cal Poly and UC Davis both trail UCSB by 1 point heading into tomorrow's matches. Both also have one more conference match remaining than UCSB. How important is a strong finish, you already touched on it, in these last 4 conference games for seeding in the Big West tournament and potentially earning an at-large bid to the NCAA championships?
Well, it's really important. The NCAA takes into account the RPI, which is the ranking power index, and right now we sit at 20th in the country, which is very good. But if we were to drop points to the likes of a Sac State or a Davis, that would really affect our RPI. So there's 2 ways of getting in. One is to win the conference championship, and that's an automatic bid into the NCAAs. And the other is to go in as an at-large berth. And as of right now, we stand a very good chance of getting an at-large berth. But again, they also take into account how you finish and against what teams do you play against with their power ranking. And if we were to tie or lose against teams that don't have an high RPI, it will affect our ability to get an at-large berth.
Steve, having coached at so many levels from youth soccer to the senior men's national team, what makes coaching collegiate soccer so special for you? And furthermore, what makes the Cal Poly UCSB rivalry so special?
Well, first of all, I've had the great pleasure of coaching at UCLA and at Santa Clara Universities, where both places we won national championships. And I was an assistant coach at UCLA and then a head coach at Santa Clara, and those were 9 great years of my life, and 9 great years of my career. I love working with this age group. They're like sponges, and they're really trying to shape what they want to do with their lives, both professionally in the game of soccer and outside the game of soccer, and to be able to mentor young men and to be successful and to have, some part in their lives, in their future, is very exciting to me. And I've always been an educator coach first. Haven't shied away from, coaching at the highest levels to where it's all about winning. But here at Cal Poly, it's not just about winning, although winning is very important, but it is about educating the whole person. And that's the piece of it that I think that I love the most.
Yeah, and after Saturday's win against the Gauchos, you were quoted as saying that the crowd and play of UCSB forced our guys to concentrate and play faster. In addition, a Portland Timbers scout I talked with after the game noted how good Cal Poly looked when they had numbers, but that was the exact time UCSB could become dangerous on the break. With the first game of the rivalry in the books, are there any adjustments to be made in handling the speed and athleticism of UCSB?
Well, first of all, UCSB has incredibly gifted players, and it really took an enormous collective effort on the part of our team to get a result against them. I know that come Saturday, when we go down there, that the atmosphere is going to be equally as intense as it was here. I believe they've already sold 15,000 tickets, and it will be a sellout. And given the fact that we won here, everyone is going to be highly motivated, and so the rivalry will continue, and that's when we really hope to be able to continue to show that we are peaking at the right time, playing effectively offensively, getting in behind defenses, and then collectively defensively working very hard to get in behind the ball and to stay organized. And so, when you play teams like Santa Barbara, you have to be very, very well organized on both sides of the ball. And so first, Sac State, get a result against them, and then we'll focus on Santa Barbara. I think if we can secure a win and a tie at least in these next two matches, I think we're guaranteed of getting into the conference playoffs.